Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night Live stream. We hope all y'all had a good week. It's Christmas time. All of a sudden, like, that's what happens when Thanksgiving's over with, right, guys? How was your week, CW?
It's cold.
Uh-oh.
Cold. It was just 10 degrees this morning, and it didn't quite hit 30 all day long. It was cold today. Ugh. And it's one of them just creep into you, just cold. But weather's been pretty good. I got my Christmas shopping done. I got a little bit of gun shopping done. I picked up another 1022. Got a really, really nice deal on one of them. I'm gonna fart around with those barrels that I got. And I got a couple of videos. I threw a video up this morning on a 454. Got some more. I got a holster and a couple other things. So it's a pretty good week. Stayed busy. That's about it. Bama, how was your week?
Well, I was doing good till it started raining and getting cold. Other than that, not a whole lot of stuff. Not a whole lot. Nothing new. How about you, Kyle?
We've seen snow, but no rain. Kyle, how are you doing?
We're doing good. Got Thanksgiving in the bag. It's cold. Well, cool. Not cold like what you're going through, but it's cool. Had a buddy of mine that I worked with for a long time came over to the house Wednesday, and we were up till 3 a.m. making tamales. And then he decides that he's going to drive back to Augusta that night. I'm like, dude, I've got an extra bed. You don't have to go home. He goes, I told my wife I was coming home. Well, okay. Anyway, we had a good time. What about you, Rebel?
Hunting's been so-so. I hadn't seen anything I wanted to shoot. It's not like I've not had deer in front of me, but matter of fact, I took a picture of them through the scope with the crosshairs on them, but just ain't nothing I want to shoot. Business has been wide ass open. I'm very blessed this year, and thank God. We've done good. Our sales are good, and we're in that period now, right around mid hunting season, where it's sort of up and down, up and down, up and down. You get some Christmas buys, and then we move into tax season, and actually February is one of my best months. So looking forward to everything. I'm training kind of a newer guy at the shop. He was filling out a 4473 for some transfers yesterday, and the guy had a shotgun. This is Palmetto State Armory. We just get flooded with their sales. Palmetto State Armory shotgun, coach gun, a lower, complete lower, which is another in FFL terms, and a pistol. And I said, Trent, you filled all this out and you did a good job. The 4473 looks good. I said, however, you have to fill out a multiple handgun paper. We have to send it to the sheriff and the ATF. He said, why? It's just another. I said, well, they treat others just like handguns. Somebody out of state can't buy one unless we ship it to their FFL. This, that, back and forth. No one can answer my question at the ATF. I've asked them, if someone buys a pistol and a lower receiver for an AR, do I have to fill out a multiple handgun sale? I've got different answers from the ATF. They don't know. So
We always went by what it was sold as. Are you selling it as an other, or are you selling it as a rifle, or selling it as a pistol? That's what determined it. If it's other, it had to go the worst denominator, which was pistol. If it was pistol, obviously it was pistol.
It was other, so I did worst denominator.
Yeah.
And did a multiple handgun form, went ahead and sent that off. And the customer really didn't know that. He got his goodies and everything's fine and blah, blah, blah. They don't know I'm sending a copy to the sheriff and a copy to the ATF. And the ATF definitely looks at that because I forgot to put the serial number on one time. And they called the next business day that they got it and said, "Hey, you forgot to put a serial number on this." "Oh, excuse me, ma'am," and gave it to them. I also had a gun trace call and an email. I had an email first. I didn't see the email. Then I had a call for a 2016 sale. And I went, "That's when I first went into business. Have you checked the out of state or out of business database?" She said, "I bet that's where it's at." So hung up, no problem. Then the gal that generated the email calls me fussing at me. I never, return correspondence. And I'm like, "Ma'am, how many people work in your office? Do y'all not talk to one another?" And she said, "No, not really." I said, "Well, I said, let me look this up." And I looked it up and I said, "Hang on." I said, "This is right when I transitioned to an FFL." I said, "It looks like it was disposed of under my FFL. So I'll find the paper and I'll send it to you." And she signed the whole time, huffing. And I went, "Ma'am, I'm sorry I'm not going fast enough for you." She said, "No, I'm late for a meeting." I said, "Well, you shouldn't have called before you went to the meeting." I said, "I'll get this for you though." And she said, "Okay, all right," and hung up. Well, I found it, and I called them back, and I said, I'd love to speak to this one particular woman because she was awful huffy with me. And she said, "Well, she's not in the office." I said, "Well, that's typical." I said, "So here's all the information." And they want the information when they're doing a trace, they want the information off the 4473. If you don't have that in front of you, you can't give it to them. So I finally found it, and it was the first year I was in business. That was 10 years ago. I had to go look in a 10-year-old box and find that thing.
I'm lost, Rebel. Did you have a good week or a bad week?
I had a week. Okay, Kentucky. Go on, Tex.
Oh, well, after eating leftovers all weekend, I go to work Monday morning. It's like, good. Now I get a break from eating. No, one of the Spanish guys, him and his wife, brought in one of those big serving aluminum trays full of, guess what? Tamales.
Turkey. Tamales. And those are gut busters.
Oh, yeah. They were good, too. It was good hot sauce. He made some good hot sauce with it. But yeah, been a pretty good week. We got a bunch of shotgun shells loaded, a bunch of 32 H&R loaded, getting ready to go to cowboy shoot here. We got to get everything together. So
there's lever gun 50.
Other than that, it's been raining. Pretty cool here. Not cold, but pretty cool. It's only 49 here now.
Want to trade?
Not too bad. How about you, Walter?
Well, if I can get back tuned in here again. I had a week. Same as always. Go to the range Monday. Do laundry on Tuesday, Wednesday. Edit video on Thursday. Cast bullets on Friday. Saturday, rinse and repeat. That's kind of what went on here. We've been having good weather out here, though. I feel for you guys. We got big high pressure zone sitting over the west out here right now, and they're talking about us having temps up to close to 80 degrees here right on the coast come Tuesday. So if that system moves over you guys' way, you'll warm up a little bit here as next week progresses. But we took it. We were out today with some friends and took a picnic lunch out to one of the ranches that also has a winery out there, and there was nobody out there but us and the cows. It was great. We didn't hear an airplane. We didn't see another car. All we heard was an Angus bull bitching because one of the cowboys was moving him away from the cows into another pen.
Make a wreck.
Oh boy, did he ever! You talk about a bellerin', and Anyway, yeah, pretty good week. Yeah, got some good casting done. We got some good video coming up for you guys next week, and some of you might have seen the Wad Cutter Wednesday, and I had that little bitty teeny tiny teensy weensy little 75 grain 38 Wad Cutter that the recoil is going to blow you guys away on Wednesday. You stay tuned for that stuff. I had to tape my wrist up for this one. Yeah.
My wad cutters are smaller than yours.
yeah, that is true. But anyway, so yeah, we had a good week. Fun stuff coming up next week. Tucky, what's happening out your way?
Snow. Man, I got up this morning to a winter wonderland. Had snow on Tuesday, and that melted off, and it made it for muddy work week. And then got down cold again and started snowing last night. Got up this morning and had about 2 inches on of a real wet snow. So I decided to go deer hunting, and I stuck a buck this morning and tagged out. And
good for you. Congrats.
So pretty good week for me.
Nice.
Very good, man. I still got one more buck tag. 9 more doe tags. I doubt I'm going to tag out on the does anyway.
Did you hunt it all this week, Jamie?
No, not this week. I've been working. I can't wait till that's no longer an issue.
Not that far off.
Yeah, my boss is wanting me to stay longer. I'm like, no, man.
Yeah, I don't think so, boss.
Look who's talking. Bud with a gun.
Right, yeah. How can you kill him? Well, first you find a FUD that's got a gun, and then you go hunting.
Yeah, well, he sent me a pretty nice picture today. So, there you go. Happy birthday, Miss Kitty.
Oh, was it her birthday?
Happy birthday.
This week, and somebody mentioned earlier
Chico, but I looked at my calendar. I didn't see it. I thought I had him recorded.
I think his birthday's today or tomorrow.
I didn't look ahead. I just looked back.
Garage guys out there. What's going on?
Mark's here.
It's time for us to do our college football live stream. If we're ever going to get it started before the playoffs start. Yeah, we got a big game coming up tomorrow with Bama Lama for the SEC championship. Yeah. Jack State plays Kennesaw State. Those two schools are about equal distances from me in opposite directions. Kennesaw State is southeast. Jack State's about the same distance west, northwest.
I would have much rather had Mississippi State than Bama.
I guess so. Mississippi State had what? 6 losses this year?
Yep, and we were one of them. We already beat them once.
No, you're talking about Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss. I'm sorry. You can't never tell about Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah, you can.
We can always tell an Alabama fan. You just can't tell them much.
Right?
Here's Big Al.
Yeah, I saw him come sneaking in here. He'd hiding a hair of him in quite a while.
No, I haven't.
Wonder where old Hillbilly is this evening.
Hopefully he's
I don't know. I talked to him earlier today, but I don't know what he's up to.
Knowing him, he's probably got family in or grandkids or something.
What's
Are
that
you
time
gonna-
of the year?
Chad, are you gonna mount that at all? Are you gonna do a mount or just a European or anything?
Yeah, just a Euro mount, skull mount.
About all working man can afford anymore.
Well,
That a feller can do that himself in about 2 hours.
it's not big enough to mount and hang on the wall, but it is my first buck on a bow, so I want to do
Go.
something.
My very first
two deers with the bow, and both of them was this year.
my very first bow kill was a buck,
So
little
Justin,
4-pointer.
Justin Lowe, that's on my channel, he says he hunted 25 years before he got a bow kill on a buck.
Yeah, a lot of people I hear that from. Yep.
I never got one with mine before I had to give it up. So
I had it a couple years before I got one. But I had back in those days we were stick bows, so you had lots of shots. Lots of shots.
Yeah, it's different with archery. You got to get a lot closer.
Yeah, it's different with a stick bow too.
Yeah. If you got a 70-pound bow, you don't hold that draw for too dadgum long.
I held mine 1:40 on my doe kill this year, and my arms was sitting there. It's like yes,
I bet, boy, oh boy.
and it was 70. But after I shot that doe, I said that's too much, and I turned it down to 58, and it was a lot easier. I had to re-zero and everything, but
Compound.
I have officially taken a deer with everything there's a season on: black powder, crossbow, rifle, pistol, and now bow. I guess now I got to get a spear.
Slingshot or something. Yeah.
I got a blowgun.
Clever Gun said it took him 3 years.
Hillbilly said he's going to get him a blowgun. I said that'd be high velocity.
That'd be fully automatic.
It'd be an assault blowgun. That's funny.
Man ain't even here to defend himself. Lord have mercy.
You ain't ashamed of yourself, though, are you?
No, because he would have done it to me.
He would have said the same thing if he'd have thought of it quick enough.
There you go, Chad. That's the broke shaft of an aluminum arrow. My first archery kill with a recurve bow.
Remember those?
It still got that was
75
20. Yeah.
That part is still in my deer. My lighted knock and my fletchings is still in the deer.
Well, this is before lighted knocks. I don't know if you could see it, but
That's a big.
it had a
tapered shaft. Yeah,
I put some
like a school pencil.
Yeah, I put some pink. Yeah, I put some pink marabou around that, and I remembered seeing that pink go whoop and just disappearing into the deer, and I was like, "Oh man," and that was with a black mamba, 55-pound recurve.
Yeah, well, that was the bad part about turning my bow down, because I shot the doe this year with the 70-pound draw, and it went through her and out the other side. And I shot him today with the 58-pound draw, and it came all but about 6 inches out of his shoulder. It went through the heart and out the shoulder, and he broke it off.
I've shot him with a 35-pound recurve, and they've gone all the way through.
Yeah.
Right through.
Well,
it's all about your. It's all about. It's all about your
that shoulder didn't help.
Yeah.
It's all about how you sharpen that broadhead.
I told the processor, I said, when you open him up, he's gonna have a light on the inside of him.
Oh yeah, back in the day, I remember cutting them up, and we did them on a bandsaw back long ago, and cutting through a hind quarter and seeing sparks.
Yeah,
you pull out a Hoyt or a Bear broadhead, just encased in bone. Poor bugger lived with that,
Yeah, I'm always
Buckshot,
worried
too.
about field dress and stuff. Stick your hand back in there and get a hold of somebody else's broadhead.
Yeah.
When I started hunting with buckshot, I went to a guy that shot a lot of turkey matches, and wanted him to make me a buckshot choke that shot inside of a 5-gallon bucket lid at 40 yards, 3-inch Magnum, 15 pellets. And he did that easily. He handed it to me that day. And I went home, shot it. Oh my Lord, this thing's tight, and I was hunting in a place that kind of needed a shotgun, but you had to neck shoot them. Buckshot don't leave a blood trail. So you put that on their neck, sacrifice that roast, and boom, down they went. And,
That's just hamburger to me anyway. We got a side
That's
and
right.
count us down, Mr. Walter.
Are we ready?
Yes.
On 3, 2, 1. Hamburgo! West Coast weirdo.
Battle Bean. The man, the myth, the legend.
Good to see you, Mario.
Yes, it is. Thanks for being here, buddy. Yeah, I'll have to call Chico tomorrow. Y'all start making your plans for the week of July the 4th next week. We're going to get together over at Rebel's place. And
January the 4th?
July.
No, July.
Okay.
It's hotter than you know what here.
I was about to say, everybody wants to lose 5 pounds. Is that what we're doing?
That's pretty much what we did.
Except for we ate it back on the next night. So
I did cook some mighty good hamburgers.
Oh yeah.
And that Mexican place wasn't bad either, man.
Yeah, my wife ain't no bad host.
No,
she took over for me. She took over for me when I was feeling bad. So I hosted a whole Georgia Shooting Connection shoot, and was on an antibiotic that I didn't know you were supposed to not get hot and be out in the sunshine with. And I was just dragging butt. And I was like, why am I feeling so bad? Jody said, we're not supposed to be out in the sunshine. And I went, I wish you'd told me that before you put me on this antibiotic. You know,
we stayed in the shade for the most part.
Yeah.
Jamie, I got January 10th for Chico. I mean, December 10th for Chico.
Okay. I'll still call him anyway if I think about it. Yes, y'all start making your plans to get with us. July the 4th, we have at my work, we have the whole week off. So, Vail, North Carolina. Beautiful part of the world.
It is that. I love where I live.
Yeah, good to see you out there, Hasbro. Thanks for being here, bud.
There's Andy in the side chat too.
Yeah, I seen him. I done told him, hey.
I said hello a couple times, but he didn't see me yet. So
yeah, that's what he says. He's been doing things. I bet he's is that a 308?
That is a beautiful 308 with a Burger 168 VLD in it. I've been loading hunting bullets, and I thought I'd load some target bullets for this thing. These are VLD hunting, but I don't use burgers for hunting. I could if I wanted to neck and head shoot everything, but that's a pretty bullet. Show a close up of that, James.
That's Kyle's favorite.
It's a shiny.
He's a purdy.
Yeah, buddy. Did you and Neil them things? Looks like it.
Well, that's Lapua brass. They come to Neil. It don't get no better, you know. Although there's some brass companies out there now that are biting at Lapua and Norma's heels. Alpha, Peterson,
yeah.
Oh my Lord! And
AGW.
Alpha's got some. Yeah, AGW. Alpha's got brass that Lapua didn't have. So Trent was telling me today he was looking for some 260 brass. That he bought a 260 Ackley Improved from the same guy I bought my 260 Ackley Improved from. I said, look, this dude, he'll build a 260 Ackley Improved, he'll shoot it for a little while, and he'll trade it on something. I said, and he'll lose money. I mean, custom rifle or custom barrel rifle. And Trent bought it, and I said, this thing's going to be badass, dude. And he said, what should I do? I said, just buy regular 260 brass, load it up. I said, you won't believe how it shoots when it's being fire formed. And I mean, you're doing all this stuff where the shoulder goes from this to that, and it still shoots fantastic. You know, I said, just fire form like 20. And then shoot them 4 times or nail them, fire form another 20, you know, go through your holder just like that. And you'll love it. What a great hunt cartridge too. The 260 wasn't supported by Remington at all. And they came out with it. The 260 Ackley gives you.
They name one of their calibers that they did.
Yeah, really. Don't you remember Talon X Racer getting in trouble on the a 300 blackout for him because it was a guys were working for Remington that run that for him, and he was just dogging them. I mean, dogging them. You know, Remington never supported a cartridge they ever put their name on, and it's true.
Yep.
But if you actually 260, you're only getting really honestly 2% more performance if you push it to 3. If you're not shooting Lapua brass or AGW or Alpha or really premium brass. I found out Hornady brass gave up the primer pockets in 2 shots. Two shots. And I could literally take the piece of brass and sit it on top of a primer. And I wonder why I got a face full of gas, and I learned a lesson that day. You know, it's too soft. So you can't nail that part of the brass. I guess you could, but I just bought better. I just bought better brass, you know. So and toned it down a little bit. I'm getting 2,900 feet per second out of a 25-inch barrel with a 143. So not bad performance.
All
Not
right,
bad
it's
at
time to call out the side chat. What should we type in there, Walter?
I'm thinking buck.
There you go.
How's that?
That'd be great.
Mine
So,
ended
y'all-
up BUK.
All right, so y'all type in Buck and we'll call your name out on TV.
On the live TV.
Walter was first because it was his idea, right?
Oh, got lucky. Usually CW, somebody beats me anyway.
I know. So Viejo Walter is on the panel and in the side chat. So is Kyle Lusk. So is CW. So is Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies, who killed a good buck today. So congratulations to Chad. 6-shooter Texans on the panel as well. So is Mike Hester. Hasbro's out there. IWS Bull. Welcome in, buddy. Glenn Davis. Bama Dad is on the panel and in the side chat. Dwayne 7834. Garage Guy 879. Andy 79Z28. Ron 2A Matters. GGW Outdoors. Dale Pogue. Rollis Carvelis. Good to see you, buddy. Edward Petty. Paul Loud. Hobbies Hobos out there.
Hey, Mike.
Ozzy Osbourne. And we had He Say was out there earlier. And somebody else that we hadn't seen in a while. Dale Pogue's out there.
Big Al was out there. Did we catch
Yeah,
him?
was out there. Yeah, Battle Bean was out there.
Battle
Where's
Bean
Big
was out there. Big Al, I thought
Here he is.
Think of the devil and up he pops.
Boomstick, did you mention, John?
yeah. There's Big Al. My brother.
Jamie, you want me to do a share screen here of a photo?
Yeah, man.
Good crowd in here tonight. Got some new fellows, and most of the usual suspects are in.
Poor Hobbies got dinged on YouTube.
Did he?
Yep.
I did not see that.
I think you or Brian will probably have to add it to the screen, don't you?
Yeah, let me get it. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Looks to be in pretty good condition, too.
I just love hunting in the snow. It's a rare treat for us around here.
Yep.
Yeah. Easy tracking.
That was for sure.
Yeah, Ray Charles can find a deer down here.
Yeah.
Hobby's hobo's going fishing.
Going crabbing. That'll be
I
fun.
hear you, man.
Under the full moon. Watch out for them Bigfoots. I hear they like, crabs and oysters too.
That's a lizard man. CW.
Yeah, so when I hunt, I go in the woods at like 4 a.m. My wife thinks I'm an idiot. She's like, "There's no way I'd go in there 4 a.m."
Oh yeah, we do. We do too.
I love it. You can get a good nap in before the sun comes up.
Oh yeah.
I sit there with my Bible out, dude. That's some of the best worship of my year.
There ain't nothing like watching the sun come up when you're in the woods.
You got that right.
Amen.
Unless it's on a lake.
Yep. You got plenty of time to sit there and think and pray, because God knows I went on enough hunts this year to make it happen. I went on plenty and come up dry. I actually got one on my property that's injured. I think he's been hit by a car, and I was hoping he'd come through. I was going to put him out of his misery, but I haven't seen him on camera in 2 days, so I don't know if he went off somewhere and died or what. But after I shot this one today and got him off the mountain, I got pictures of a doe walking by the camera, and her front legs broke. It's just hanging. So my wife's like, "Well, you ought to go back there and put her out of her misery." I was like, "I don't have another tag."
I had a friend
for law-abiding citizens.
I had a friend from Southeast Ohio. He's got 1,500 acres to manage. He's my best buddy's brother, and he kills just beautiful monster bucks every year. And he had a picture of a deer that had been shot through the nose. Someone tried to poach him. He's a 12-pointer, but his tines aren't real long. He had a friend of his that never killed a big deer. There you go. Come in there and kill him.
Put makeup on that deer.
That's a pretty deer.
Yeah, it is. That's the Ohio deer. That's from Fudd with a Gun.
That's beautiful. Beautiful deer.
He's broke off here and here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine was busted. Yours was busted too, Jamie. You broke a main beam.
Yeah, he broke the main beam off right there.
Yeah, both of my main beams were broken at the tips, and he had a busted off brow tine. My buddy's buck had 3 or 4 puncture wounds in the neck and a bruised up backside.
Woo!
Yeah,
A buddy of mine lives up 30 miles north of me, has a cement deer statue, and he found it knocked over and all the leaves rustled up around it, and he thought someone tried to steal my deer. He set it back up, and the neighbor started saying, "Did you hear that deer fight up at your house?" He went, "No." Well, I saw 2 bucks fighting. One just fell over. Well, one was cement. And, I bet that buck was wondering, why is this guy so hard? You know,
he like stone.
Jesus, yeah.
You need to go outside. What if I don't want to?
My wife took the pups out to the local campground today out on the lake, and the water's all down low where they've drained it. I didn't even recognize my own dogs. I just saw two mud holes in the living room when I walked in the door. I was like, good God.
Hey, Christian, how was your
Somebody
week?
left the
bro?
back door open again.
Did you
Hey,
get to
how
bathe
y'all
them?
doing?
Looks like it's
Hey,
cold
Christian.
where you're at.
So
Yeah,
boy,
I'm outside. It's in the 30s. I'm outside today.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
44 and cloudy here. That's the high for the day. It's 44.
Yeah, it's going to do nothing but get colder.
That's Christian's breath. He ain't even got a cigar.
No, I mean I do got the cigar, but yeah, it's a little chilly.
Yeah, too
Yeah, that's
cold.
why old North Kakalaki Mike ain't outside. You know,
Let me address this comment right here. IWS Bull. The picture I showed you was Fudd with a gun, and I'm pretty sure he killed that deer with a 45-70 Henry.
It looked like a 45-70.
It was a Henry for sure.
Steel. And he loves those Henrys. And yeah, Big Al, that did look pretty against that tree. I'm assuming that's the way you found him. Yeah, Scotsman, I meant to tell you I got a text message from Big Al today. Good to talk to you, Big Al. That was a blessing for me, brother. And the one we showed before that, Chad's, was with a bow. He showed you the broadhead. He's still showing you the broadhead.
Yeah.
Let me get you a close up there.
The Schwacker, isn't it?
Yep, Swackers.
those
Big
Swackers work
hole.
on quartering shots pretty good, whereas the other ones don't.
I've took 3 deers with Swackers, and 1 out of a crossbow and 2 out of bows, and they ain't failed me yet.
Good deal.
They scare me in the crossbows.
I double band them on a crossbow.
I shoot them trocars, I think they're called.
I don't shoot a crossbow anymore because I had a Raven R10 blow up in my face, and that's a name brand crossbow. So, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah,
Well,
I can see that.
You don't want to see this picture I'm about to show then.
That's an expensive name brand crossbow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
If you own one, you better change the strings on it every year.
Yep.
That's a
what they
Raven
say.
R26.
Yep. That's actually in the manual. Change them once a year. But I took mine back to the dealer the second year I had it and asked him to freshen it up for the next season. And he looked at it and he says, "Oh, this all looks good. I would just hunt with it." Yeah, it blew up in my face.
Hmm.
And
Whose is that, Jamie?
That's Big Al's.
that's a fast one there, boy.
Yeah.
I got a striker
I had
crossbow. I hadn't used it in a long time though.
I got rid of my 10-point. I don't bow hunt anymore. I can't handle the heat or the bugs.
That string don't feel good against your jaw, I'll tell you.
No, when you got a bow wrapping around your head, yeah, that's not good.
All right, hold on just a minute. Let's talk about this for a second. Christian can add some insight, I'm sure. Man, my brain just went blank.
Bad timing, Jamie.
I know, right? Hasbro was talking about, watch this. Said if you praying for a big buck in a blind, do you pray with your eyes open? And my reply was, Hasbro, I try to make it a point not to pray for that, only for safety. A lot of you guys probably don't realize how dangerous deer hunting can be. And
Last week, I got to the top set of my climbing sticks, and the strap broke, and I fell out of a tree.
see,
wow.
that's the most common injuries in hunting, don't you think, CW?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know it is. Yeah.
I think statistically, like even me, I'll only hunt like from a ground blind or in a tree ladder stand. The trick is when you're going from your, like Chad was saying, from your climbing sticks onto your platform. That's the most critical point. Then you have these crossbows that'll blow up on you, and yeah, IWS the bull, exactly. Falling is a big risk we take every time we go out there. And I'm glad that my wife don't watch this live stream.
I normally don't go in a ladder stand or a platform without a harness.
Yeah.
The wind switched on me that day, and I was in a ground blind, and I wanted to move because of the wind, and I didn't have my harness, and I thought, well, I'll just climb them sticks and get on that platform. It'll be all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way.
I still
on
got
climbing stand.
I got straight marks up my stomach and my chest where I hit the other 3 climbing sticks coming out of the tree.
I learned the hard way to tie the bottom and the top, the 2 parts of a climbing stand, tie them together. I was about halfway up the tree.
Yeah, because your bottom falls out from under you and you're in trouble.
I was about halfway up the tree and my feet slipped out of the foot rails to pick it up, and that thing just ratcheted all the way down to the bottom of the tree.
I used to hunt public land. I'd go down to Jenny Wiley Lake. I got in there real early one morning, got set up. You're not supposed to use climbing stands on that property. And this guy come in after me, and I heard him go through, and he went on past me. And all of a sudden, I heard the awfulest commotion ever was. And I was like, that dude just fell out of a tree. And I sat there and never did hear him cry out for help or anything. And finally, about 11 o'clock, he comes walking back by carrying his stand, and he goes, you been there all day? I was like, oh, yeah. And he's like, did you hear me fall? I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, my first climbing stand was, I forget the brand name of it. Y'all remember they had a hand climber, and you pulled up with your hand and pulled up with your feet. And I went up a hemlock tree on public land, and I was 10 foot up on the back side and 40 feet up on the front side, hunting in Pisgah National Forest and Avery County, which is very mountainous. And I got up there. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm sitting just right." And that thing cut loose, and it went brrrr, all the way down that hemlock tree until it hit the thick part. And I diving boarded off that thing, and ended up about 40 feet down the mountain, and said, "Okay, I'm done. I'm done with this crap." You know, I sold my last climbing stand, which was a really nice climbing stand. I'm just not going to use them anymore. I'm old enough now. I can't survive that fall. And I had a customer that had one that had the cables and the rubber pieces off the cables had sort of torn and come loose and got rusty. And he was a trophy buck hunter. He climbed 40 feet up in a tree. He thought that's what he needed. and he got up there and got settled and got ready to put his harness on, and the cable broke, and he almost died. He's got bicycle chains for ribs now, and a metal hip. He's 10 years younger than I am, and he'll have pain the rest of his life, you know. But he almost died. It was a bad deal.
I got 2 platforms, 1 ladder stand, and 1 blind out. And now that I'm done early, I'm going to go in and take all those down. And next year, when they go up, they'll go up with new straps. Because
yeah,
I do ladder stands. They get new straps every year. Every year.
My sticks that broke on me this year was first year use.
Yeah, factory stuff. Yeah.
As I got older and got my own property, and I built a box stand, and I hunt kind of in comfort now, but I've killed a crap load of deer off the ground. Got a bog pod.
With the bow, I've done a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how close deer will get to you on the ground if you just sit still, you know. Bog pod.
Oh yeah, they're nosy.
Yeah.
If they can't see you move and they're not sure, they'll just keep getting a little closer.
Those early Baker's tree stands, they had rubber.
Baker, that was the damn thing that dropped me out of that tree. Yeah.
Bakers were rubber on the front V where it goes against the tree, and then it was spring steel in the back. And you hug the tree. You climb the tree, hug the tree, and pull your feet up. And as long as you stayed out near the front at the end of the springboard, at the end of that board, you were good. As soon as you got your feet back near the tree, there was nothing holding that thing on the tree.
No. Bye. Down you go.
I'm like IWS Bull. My first one was a homemade one. It was basically angle iron and plywood. Then you had to buy a hand climber to go with it. That was your platform. Then my next one was a Maristep, I think was the brand name of it, and it was square tube steel and had a big old, what I'd call a motorcycle chain, was what went around the tree and dug into the bark that held you tight. It worked pretty good, but it was heavy as crap. Then I got my last one was a Summit, not the Gorilla, but the regular one. Yeah, Ozzy, you're right. 12, 15 feet is all the higher you need.
That's exactly right.
I'm about to break out my lineman's belt and my buck squeeze and my gaffs and just climb with my hooks.
Yeah. Well, this Dwayne had a Warren and Sweat.
Yeah,
Warren is sweet. Yeah.
Sweet. IWS uses a grand old man now.
I had a big shot buckshot stand. And that thing would climb a metal pole. I proved it.
Yeah. Well, I gave away my Summit yesterday. I took it to my hunting partner, and I said, look it over, check everything out real good. If you want to pay me for it, fine. If you don't, that's all right too. And it's got one of those life ropes on it in there, and of course I got the 2 halves tied together. It was like brand new, man. Right there at the front where it digs into the tree on the platform side, all the paint ain't even wore off of it yet. I mean, it's still in great shape.
But I don't feel safe hunting out of those at my age, and Obviously, Jamie don't either. But ladder stands, you can set up a 20-foot ladder stand pretty quick, you know.
Yeah, if
And,
you get all it
I love
put together.
I love 'em.
Right.
Rail all the way around you. You got big sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always set up the with a 20-footer. I always set up the first support, tightened it down real good, climbed up a little bit, set up the second support, tightened it down real good, then climbed all the way up and seated the platform itself, ratchet strapped it in. But as cheap as they are nowadays, yeah, that's the way to go. It's just so safe, you know.
Yeah, the
unless
next
it's
one I
icy.
get- Next one I get is going to have that raised front rail so I can put the gun on it. The one I have is flat all the way around. You have to put your elbow on there and prop your gun up like that.
Oh,
Jamie,
mine's
you
comfortable.
at your age, you deserve a box with the office chair in it, like I've got. By God, and if you don't, well, you can call it whatever you want to, but Lord have mercy.
I think
Off-road scissor lifts and pull it behind your four-wheeler and get it there, climb on it, and hit the button and go.
I'd like to have a nice insulated box blind, but I want it on a tower. I want to raise it up.
Let's put it this way. I was sitting there. I had two young deer on my corn pile, and I coughed pretty hard. They never even looked up. The insulation contained all that sound, you know. And I'm like, man, this is like going to the grocery store, you know. If I could have took those deer if I wanted to, I didn't. I chose not to.
Their old ground blind like a tent, the same way. I've had a doe walk up and stick her face in the window at me.
Yep, it contains your scent and ground blind hunting's really exciting because you're face to face with them. You know, the only problem is you can't see button bucks all that good because you're face to face with them. You know, you might mistake a button buck for a doe, and if that's something you don't care about, that's fine. But I don't like shooting little bucks.
Kentucky's next picture is going to be a picture of a doe, and he's going to have a 5-pound S-wing in his hand. She was too nosy.
I need to be like the slock master and get me one of them big spears and just climb up in a tree and just.
I've seen them guys doing that with hog hunting, and that's a bunch of nuts.
Yeah.
Basically,
I got to kill one with a pistol before I do that. I've got the right pistol to shoot one with, and I've just never taken it out. I'm serious, and I congratulate CW. He's killed a bunch with a pistol, and I've just never taken this 9.5-inch Super Red Hawk out, and I ought to. Take it out and take out nothing else. So I'm not tempted to shoot with anything else, you know. And but at 100 yards, that 44 Magnum's evil. I mean, it's evil.
Sure.
Yep.
15 yards, 45 auto works just fine too.
Yeah. 45 Colt ain't no slouch.
So, Christian, what stands do you use, or do you?
Well, since I'm hunting on somebody else's land, I'm not sure what brands those stands are. They're two-person ladder stands with a railing all around it, and then they got a kind of like a canvas box around it with a roof and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they're pretty. The material's getting kind of ratty on them. I've been hunting at the same land for the last 4 years. And I think he's planning on replacing a bunch of that stuff this year. He's got them. He just has to replace them. But he's working on a whole lot of other stuff. He retired and sold his main house, and he's kind of homesteading there on his. He's got 160 acres, so it's a lot of land, or a good bit of land, anyways. But back when I used to have some private land that I was working, or back in North Florida where I grew up, I mean, normally it was mirror step stands, just ladder stands. My dad had a tripod stand that was pretty cool. It had a swivel seat on it. That was because you could put that anywhere you wanted. You didn't have to worry about having a tree to attach it to. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I always tried to talk him into building one of those fancy, buildings up on stilts with a lounge chair and stuff. But unfortunately, he just never got around to it before he passed away. So, and I don't hunt the land down there anymore. And public land here in North Carolina is all I got to hunt, and I just ground hunt when I hunt public land. I don't do no climber stands or none of that. Those things scare me.
Well,
And I'm a little too old now to be dragging that crap around. So
I tell you, even with the sexy box stand like I have, I stepped in there this year, and thank God I had that floor braced up, because my foot went through the plywood, and
Oh, wow.
and I just slid over into my chair. I said, "Well, that ain't gonna stop me from hunting." I was sitting over the floor joists, so I was like, I ain't gonna fall out. And the next day was Sunday, so I said, "Lord, you gave me some 1-inch oak boards, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm sorry I have to do this on your Sabbath." And I put a 1-inch oak floor in that stand, and
Nice.
I might put one more inch in it. It's just depends on how it does on my rifle rest, But I've got a very steady platform to shoot. My longest
Nice.
shot's like 200 yards, and I've done that before. I keep a sandbag in there. It's stupid. It's not like hunting in my youth. There's no this. It's rested, pow. So
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's probably to some extent a little bit more enjoyable if you got some of the extra stuff. My biggest problem this year was I had took 2 different rifles to Kentucky to hunt, and I had never hunted with either one of these rifles, and one of them with the suppressor on the end. That damn thing, I was like, how am I going to maneuver this thing around inside that box and get it out the window to shoot at
there
something?
you go. Yeah.
But I was able to take a doe with that one, and then I took a young 8-point with the other one. So it worked out all right.
That's an extra 8-10 inches on your barrel that a lot of people don't think about.
Yeah, and it was, and the other thing, I know we had I think last time or one of the other times, I tuned in and whatnot, we were talking about optics and stuff, and I'll tell you what, both those rifles were set up for elk hunting, but with stuff going on at home, I didn't go elk hunting this year. So the one had a 4 to 16 power, and I'll tell you what, both deer I shot were 25 yards, and that 4 power on the low end really, I should have dumped that scope and put a LPVO back on there like I normally hunt with, but I got her done. But it's still, having that that scope's coming off of there. I'm gonna go put a 1 to 8 back on there like I had.
I had a young'un come in the store this past week and asked me, he said, "Y'all are experienced deer hunters. I just want to know, how does 4570 do on deer?" I went, I just kind of shook my head a little bit. I went, "It kills them." Like that. And he went, "Really?" I went, "Son, they use that cartridge to kill buffalo." I said,
Yeah.
"Of course it kills them." I said, "Just put the bullet where it needs to be." And oddly enough, I read an article this morning about people losing deer with a 6.5 Creedmoor. And I said that this in a kind of a pre-chat. It's not the cartridge. It's not this. It's not that. It's people not putting the bullet where it needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of 6.5, so I hunted with 6.5 PRC this year for the first time, and that was it worked out good.
That's a
And,
boomer.
but I had a friend of mine that hunted with 6.5 PRC, and 2 days in a row he shot deer and couldn't find them. So
Huh.
I don't know what his deal is. He's like, yeah, and then I got rid of the rifle. I'm like, well, I don't, I mean,
What
I don't know what
bullet
to tell
was he
you.
using?
He was using the same. The funny thing is, he was using the same bullet I was, a Hornady Precision Hunter 143 grain ELDX. I mean, that thing did a number on that doe I shot right
That's
behind
what
the front leg, and it.
Yeah, I've had nothing
I-
but good luck out of ELDXs with a 6mm 103 and a 143 ELDX, 260 Ackley, 175 yards, killed it deader than crap. So I don't.
And he says this one. I think the one deer was 80 yards. The other one's like 100 yards. So I'm like, that's like nothing for, like, you can kill a deer at that yardage with anything almost. I mean, that's. I don't know what he did. I don't get it. I wasn't there, but he's had this guy's had a string of bad luck with 6.5 Creedmoor, 6.5 PRC, and he's, now he's just going to the biggest thing he can get to knock deer down. And I'm like, well, sounds
maybe,
like
maybe he needs to learn how to shoot.
Yeah,
something's going on, but I don't know.
Most people don't want to admit it's them. They want to blame the gun, the cartridge.
Yeah.
That, back
and he's
forth.
had too many bad experiences the last few years, because I've been friends with him a long time, and he's like, yeah, I lost it, shot another deer, and I know I hit it and couldn't find it, and I was like, well, he's either a bad shot or, you deflected off of something that was in the way. I mean, that sort of thing happens. Like where I hunt in Kentucky, I mean, it's there's a lot of limbs and stuff like that. You can very easily, tag something along the way. But he said it was in a shooting lane with an open. I was like, well, I don't know, man.
Christian, maybe you need to work with him just a little bit.
Well,
I mean,
I try to be positive.
Well,
but
deer ain't hard to kill. Sometimes they're hard to hit, but they ain't hard to kill.
No.
Yeah.
No. And I'll guarantee you those deer that he hit are probably were within 100 yards of where he hit them. It's just that it didn't have no blood trail,
Yeah.
Are they not dead? One of the two.
Oh, they died. They died.
Yeah, they're dead. I promise.
Yeah, they're dead.
I lost one this season too, Christian.
Oh, I mean, it happens. I mean, I've lost deer. It happens to all of us. But man, this guy's had a string of bad luck of losing deer, or missing or whatever. I don't know.
There's Canadian. I hope I said that right. I know I didn't. Yeah. So we're this late into the thing we've been talking about hunting and everything, but what's on your Christmas list? What do you want Santa Claus to bring you? No. Let's keep it short. We'll get 2. CW, you want to start?
Health. Good health. Just continued good health is the biggest one. All my friends and family, and all you guys included. That's the biggest thing I wish for.
We were going for something gun related.
I buy everything I need. I don't. No. Health is something that
Yeah, that's a gift from the Lord, I think. Mom and Dad, anything gun related on your list?
No, I've got everything I want. If I wanted to shop, I could probably find something, but I don't need anything.
Well,
needs got nothing to do with it.
Yeah. We want something you want. For all you people that may be listening out there who have gun people in your life that reload, especially primers or a pound of powder, are always. For a reloader hunter kind of guy like we all are, I'm telling you, primers and powder are like socks and underwear.
And around here nowadays, you can buy powder and primers at the Walmart.
Cool.
Yeah, you can do that here. Not
There you
necessarily a great deal, but Kyle,
Big Al wants another Ruger Vaquero 357 to match my other one.
that's a good wish right there, by God.
Yeah, it is. That's a good one.
At least he's got one. I need two, and I ain't got neither one.
Uh-oh.
Kyle, what
Greg
you
got-
want for Christmas?
I would love a 4570, and I was going to say a 45 long colt, but yeah, Ruger Vaquero 45 long colt would be nice.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
it
tell
would be.
Kyle how, Jamie, I ain't gonna tell Kyle how many of those I have. You
He
looked
said
at
31.
them.
There you go. That's a good one. Boyd's at one, IWS. Tommy boy. There's Mark Thomas out there too. All right, Rebel, what you got?
I'm like CW. I'm wishing everybody good health. And as far as gun, I'm starting to kind of wonder about that 22 arc and as a groundhog cartridge. You know, I spend my whole summer shooting groundhogs out of soybean fields, and that just seems like just a really little 22 Grendel, you know, a really neat cartridge. But I'll probably have to do it in a custom. I don't think I'm gonna do it in a factory gun, but really neat ballistics on that. And by the way, I know this ain't a Christmas list, but we got 2 new Remington 700 sets of shot. They're compacts and they're 243. If you look at the side of the barrel, and they're made in Georgia. They're made in Georgia at their new factory.
Good deal.
And it says 243 Winchester, 1 1/8 twist.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the first positive new thing I've seen out of Remington in years. So they can take that same barrel blank and do a 6 Grendel, 6 Creedmoor, you know, blah, 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 blah. So if the 1 1/8's their standard twist now for 6mm, hopefully they throw to that 243 so you could shoot heavier bullets.
So y'all
anyway.
say good night to Fuzz right quick. Good night, Fuzz.
Good night,
Nice Fuzz. Don't get none of
Yeah.
that raccoon stuck in your teeth.
Mark Thomas wants a 10mm, and what's his name? Guy me and you watch when I can. CW was showing that Marlin 10mm.
Oh yeah, just did a video. The what the heck's his name? Rick or Rich, I think. Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
They got a little lever
Makes
action.
a grown man smile.
10mm.
Yeah, 10mm lever.
Wow. That's cool.
Beautiful gun.
I
I
know
was shooting
Taylor,
3840 myself, but
Taylor's and Company's got a 9mm, but my
that's
God,
just
that
heresy. That's all.
thing's terrible expensive. I mean, the
9mm
color case
no
art.
business being in a lever action. I'm sorry. None. Zero. None.
No, it's
Yeah,
a revolver.
None.
No,
None.
it's a lever action. It's a
I know.
lever
Oh,
action.
9mm got
even
no
worse.
business being in there. None.
Target
But it's
sweep. That's it.
Target Suite. Yeah.
It's a beautiful gun. It's a gorgeous
Yeah,
gun.
it's beautiful in 38 special too.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But if you're carrying a 9mm pistol and you've got a 9mm carbine,
Buy a Glock. Buy a Smith. Buy a CV. Plenty of 9mm. They don't need to be an 11.
don't be an old fuddy duddy.
You won't change my mind no matter what you say.
I know. Tex,
I love 10
what
millimeter.
do you
I
want
even
for?
like the 10mm.
What do you want for Christmas?
Yeah, let's keep it moving.
I really don't ever put down anything I really want myself either. It's the same thing. It's like when I want something, I'll get my money, save up my money, and buy what I want when I need it. So,
Yep.
That's the way we do because we're typically Santa Claus anyway, right?
yeah, I mean,
Right.
I've got some stuff on my wish lists, but you know, when that funds are available, I'll pick them up. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't worry about getting it.
I done bought my grandbaby a gun. She ain't but 3, so
Well, all I can say to you guys is I'm glad we talked a long time about hunting and stands and all that crap because y'all are blowing my topic all to pieces.
Probably the
Sorry.
biggest thing I
sorry,
want
Jamie.
is one of them newfangled radar chronographs.
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks to Walter, I have a lab radar that I've been getting a ton of good use out of, man. That thing is
Yeah, it's awesome. They're awesome. I know they make they make smaller ones now, but that lab radar gives you a lot of info. I got one for sale at my shop for way discounted, like $150. So those are regularly what, Jamie? 6?
They were 4 or 5 when they were new.
Yeah. So
I have the little Garmin now, and I think after seeing everybody that's using the Athlon, is that the one that you got?
yeah, Athlon. Athlon's
I
the
think
one
that
I've
looks
seen.
like a better way to go. It's a better price point.
It's almost
Does everything the Garmin
does
does.
everything. Yeah, does everything Garmin does.
Yeah,
That's what I've got on my wish list. Is
Actually, the Athlon supposedly records the shots faster. So if you're shooting simultaneously, you gotta wait on the Garmin to catch up. And they say the Athlon, you don't have to wait so much. It picks
now
up
the
fast.
lab radar gives you more information. It's bigger. It gives
Yep,
you more
yep.
information, but
Yeah, it'll give you velocities stepped out downrange.
yes,
The other ones won't do.
but which you can say, well, Burger's just lying about their BC, or Hornady's just lying about their BC, or whatever. But hey, that little compact Athlon for the price point, I'm agree with Fieo. It's awesome, really awesome.
Has anybody played with the one that Garmin's come out? Not Garmin, but Caldwell's come out with?
no.
no.
I have not.
I haven't heard anybody say anything about that one.
Anything to do with Caldwell other than their shooting rest, I wouldn't buy anyway.
Yeah, my first one was well, me and Kyle first. Both of our first one was a Caldwell.
Yep, I've got one sitting over here that's nearly new. I mean, I haven't used it forever, but it was a corded type, wasn't Bluetooth. It was before all of that stuff even. It worked.
Mine shot all to hell, Walter.
I like mine so much, I put a 44 mag slug through it.
I shot the tripod on mine once. I didn't have to shoot the
I took my Pro Crony and took cheap chopsticks, and replaced the thing and just laid a target over it,
Over
punched
top of
holes
it?
in it. Yeah, and it worked just fine. If I shot a chopstick, no big deal. So
I used to like to say those traditional chronographs, there's two kinds of people that own them.
Yeah,
Those that have
and those that are gonna.
shoot them.
That's one nice thing about the bench mount ones. You don't have anything out in front of you. You're not.
Yep.
You have to work really hard to shoot one of those dudes.
Yeah,
Some ranges don't let you put anything down range, so you're stuck with a
Right.
barrel mounted one or one of these new radar
Right.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that was
what
my
I want.
issue here.
That's what I want is so when I go, I don't have to worry about all that.
it's awful.
And the setup
cool.
is easy on them. You hit the on button and punch about 2 more buttons to tell it whether you're shooting, what range velocity range you're going to shoot at.
Yep.
And that's it, pretty much.
Yeah,
here
Walter.
at home,
One thing I
know,
got to do is sit down and play with the lab radar and actually read the instruction book.
that might be helpful. Yeah.
No, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, I kind of do because
here at
first
the
time I
house,
used.
don't really need the ones I've got work fine here at the house with my hair done. But
Yeah.
when I go to the range, yeah, I'd like to have one of the radar ones.
Yeah. What you got on your list, Kentucky Rimfire?
Oh, it's expensive.
22s.
Yeah.
Model 35 Rems.
I have a 22 in my possession right now that my FFL let me bring it home to do videos with, and it's a custom built rifle built by John Langley out of Ironton, Ohio, and the action is an ultralight arms action that was designed by Melvin Forbes, that is known for building ultralight hunting rifles, and he actually sold the ultralight patent out to Wilson Combat. So and he's passed on now. So, and it's a very, very nice rifle. Best trigger I've ever felt in my life. If you touch the trigger, you better be aiming. And it's a hammer. And it is lipstick red. I mean, it's beautiful. And I'd love to be able to not take that back and just Santa Claus let me keep it here at the house.
Sounds to me like you got a plan in play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
really
neck
scratched
pads
it.
going by.
We can't hear but one at a time. Try again.
I was done. I'm gonna go ahead and jump out now, though. I gotta get ready for my show, and appreciate you having me on tonight. It's fun as always. Y'all come over and check us out at Let's Talk Bench with Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies just after this show. But don't come over until Jamie's done. I don't want to try to take anybody from Jamie. But we're going to talk about some old Mossberg 144s and the US 44s tonight.
I had one of those.
Nibs from Walnut and Steel is going to join us, and he's got a lot of information on those, so should be an interesting show tonight. Come on over and check us out when you're done here. Jamie, thanks for having me.
Hey, man, thanks for being here. We appreciate you.
I might have got your topic off tonight. I don't know.
Nah,
That's all right.
you've
man.
done good.
Congratulations on that deer.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Peace, bro.
See y'all.
Bye.
Night.
All right, Walter, what you got on your list?
Well, you're looking at Santa Claus in my house. I don't ask for or expect anything special. There are a couple things that I'm always on the lookout for, and if they come up, I'll take them whether it's Christmas time or not. I get more out of Christmas by giving than I do by getting. So that's kind of what the part of it I look forward to is, hoping that my small family, that's still alive, and there's not many of us left, stay alive for another Christmas. That's always a gift. If there's, I could probably use another press. I think I'm down to 24, 25 or something like that.
Yeah, and a new mold.
Yeah, new mold. Hey, and we got speaking of new molds, we got some news this week, and it took Walks Fletcher to kick me in the butt and remind me that Al Nelson from NOE sent us all an email and said, "Hey, we're probably going to start back up come
next year.
Late, yeah, toward the end of the first quarter of next year." So that's pretty good news. He made some good molds and
start with some peripheral stuff, some support stuff, and then he's going to do his popular molds. Probably not going to do the complete catalog or nothing like that, but we'll be able to get molds from him by the end of next year.
But we got some. CW got a bunch of them on his sale, and so did I, and we both came up with some pretty good molds that might not, have come up with otherwise. And I got a couple of dandies, man. They're good shooters, and CW did too. So
I don't know, 6 or 8 of them, and I got 2 of them are my absolute favorites right now.
Yeah, I got one of my favorites that I got in that sale too. One of the wad cutters was really good. The only firearm that actually there's kind of 2, but there's one that I've been trying to get a hold of for a long time, and somebody was talking about Rugers, or a couple guys were. Last year, Ruger put out a distributor exclusive Bisley 41 mag 5.5 inch.
It wasn't a damn small frame. I'd have had one.
Oh man, I'd love to have that, but it's a Lipsy's exclusive, and the way Lipsy's work, and Mike, you know how those outfits work. If you're not a big player with Lipsy's, you're not gonna. It's on an allotment basis, depending on how much business you do with them. And my little local guy, we're at the bottom of the barrel, so we're still waiting. So there's that one.
That's why I'm waiting for my 454 for that.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and the other one I want to see is I want my single action Army Cimarron back from Cimarron. They've had that gun since February.
That's awful.
Yeah, because the barrel split. Remember that deal where my front sight fell off?
I think you said it was.
And we sent it back in, and the reason the front sight fell off was the barrel split, and then pandemic hit, or tariffs rather hit, and they couldn't get barrels sent from Italy. It's a new birdie. And so they've been sitting on that sucker, and I got to get with my local dealer who sold me the gun and say, okay, it's time for them to come up with a new gun or something. Keeping that thing for a year is ridiculous. You pay the tariff or whatever you got to do, but get my gun back. I like that revolver. It's a fun revolver to shoot. But anyway, that's kind of it for me.
That's
fun
cool
time.
Cool stuff. Christian, you got anything on your list, brother?
Well, I'm kind of like the other fellers. Health is kind of important this year. We've had a lot of issues going on in the house, and so that's top of my mind. I didn't really, I didn't really ask for anything. I'm kind of, I do enjoy giving, my daughters, and they're both grown up and married, all that stuff. We got a new granddaughter, so we've been getting a lot of stuff for her. And my wife and stuff. So I don't know. I didn't really. I mean, there's I wouldn't mind getting another rimfire lever gun. I have been looking at like one of the Henrys with the octagon barrel. They're not real expensive or nothing. Maybe I pick one of those up for myself. I mean, I got a pistol recently, a Canic pistol. So, I'm kind of a little tapped out for my fun money for a little while. With that, and the only thing I really asked for, I need a new floor jack. So I did ask for that. I know that's not gun related, but I was like, I kind of need an off-road jack, because I figured out that my Raptor, I got to get creative when I jack that thing up. I did a shock and strut change out a few months ago, and I was like, I don't have a jack that's big enough for that thing. So
high lift,
but
high lift,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I actually want an off-road jack, like a Pro Eagle or
high lift off-road jack.
I got a high lift.
Honestly, probably going to do the Harbor Freight one. To be honest,
high lifts aren't that much money.
Yeah, but they're not
better than the Harbor Freight.
They're not a floor jack. CW. He wants a floor jack. So.
With the off-road wheels, for like if you're on train and stuff. I'm gonna strap it down the bed of my Raptor.
The craziest trails you could imagine. I carried 2 high lift jacks. I used to move vehicles sideways up, down,
Yeah.
winch with them. High lift jack will do it all.
Yeah, no, I know the high lift jack. Yep, yep. But I want one also for using here at the house too. So I kind of want dual
Yeah.
purpose. So
Gotcha.
Garage, yeah.
Hydraulic.
yep.
Yeah,
So
Only using the garage. Yeah.
and they're not terribly expensive. I think the
No.
one I'm looking at is around $300 on
Yeah,
sale,
they'll do
maybe
fine.
slightly under.
The Harbor Freights for the garage are good. They're pretty
Yep.
good.
So I started a second channel doing a lot of automotive stuff and outdoor garbage. So, I figure, well, if I get something, that'll be some more content for over there. But yeah, gun related. I mean, I've been wanting to get another rimfire because I got that a Marlin 39 A Mountie. That was my dad's. But I don't have any other rimfire lever guns, and I just would like another one. So I've been looking at the Henry with the octagon barrel. I think that would be a pretty cool one to have because none of my lever guns have octagon barrels, and I just think those are pretty sweet looking.
Hand in hand.
I got that Henry Golden Boy lever gun, 22 long rifle with that barrel.
Yep.
They're just fun to shoot.
Yeah. Just
Mine's
a nice
Pack
blinker.
driver too. It's a good gun.
I got a Henry in 327.
Yep.
Nice.
Octagons on a Henry. Octagons on levers are just peas and corn. They're just the way it should be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's just sexy. Yeah. All right, y'all ready for the verse of the week tonight?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
All right. We've been focusing on the Old Testament.
Genesis, all the way back to the starting.
And, as I was doing my studies for my Sunday school class, I did a Google search for Old Testament prophecies about Jesus's birth. And the first one is all the way back in Genesis. Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. Sorry. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. So the list I found is an article by Clarence L. Haynes Jr., and I want to get more familiar with this fella. He's a African-American gentleman, and let me read you something about him, if I can find it. He is a dynamic speaker, Bible teacher, and co-founder of the Bible Study Club dedicated to helping people live with purpose and clarity. In addition to his ministry work, Clarence has spent the last 13 years as a trusted financial educator, guiding thousands of people across the country, including the employees at many Fortune 500 companies, toward lasting financial wellness. His unique ability to blend practical wisdom with spiritual insight equips people to thrive in every area of life. He is the author of The Pursuit of Purpose, which helps readers understand how God leads them into his will, and the author of The Pursuit of Victory, How to Conquer Your Greatest Challenges and Win in Your Christian Life. Clarence is also committed to helping 10,000 people learn how to study the Bible, and has released his first course, Bible Study Basics, to achieve that goal. To learn more about his ministry and resources, please visit clarencehaynes.com. One word, lowercase. And about this verse, first thing we need to do if we're going to study this particular verse is we need to know what enmity means. God says, and I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. This is God talking to the serpent, which we know is Satan, the enemy who tempted Eve in the garden. Enmity, according to a Google search, is the state or feeling of being actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. Bible
Mutual hatred.
Yeah. Bible meaning there's a deep-rooted hatred, hostility, or a state of being an enemy, representing a profound spiritual opposition and a breaking of friendship. It describes the conflict between God and humanity due to sin, the division between Jews and Gentiles before Christ, and the hostility between the world system and God. This enmity, originating in Genesis 3:15, we'll imagine that, is ultimately addressed and reconciled through the work of Jesus Christ. So, about that verse, uh, uh, Mr. Haynes writes that from the very beginning, right after Adam and Eve disobeyed God, he gave indication that a Savior would be coming from the seed of the woman, Eve. God revealed right away that this seed would be the one that would crush the head of the serpent. We know that seed pointed to Jesus. Moses is credited as the author of the book of Genesis. The time of his writing isn't 100% certain, but is estimated to be about 1,500 years before Christ was born. So this verse was written around 1,500 years before the birth of Jesus. Y'all know I like John MacArthur. About this verse. He says, after cursing the physical serpent, God turned to the spiritual serpent, the lying seducer Satan, and cursed him. Bruise your head, bruise his heel. This first gospel, quote unquote, is prophetic of the struggle and its outcome between your seed, quote unquote, Satan and unbelievers, who are called the devil's children in John 8:44, and her seed, Christ, a descendant of Eve, and those in him, which began in the garden in the midst of the cursed passage, a message of hope shone forth. The woman's offspring, called he with a capital H, is Christ, who will one day defeat the serpent. Satan could only bruise Christ's heels, cause him to suffer, while Christ will bruise Satan's head, destroy him with a fatal blow. Paul, in a passage strongly reminiscent of Genesis 3, encouraged the believers in Rome and, quote, and the God of peace will crush Satan under your feet shortly. That's Romans 16:20. Believers should recognize that they participate in the crushing of Satan because, along with their Savior, and because of his finished work on the cross, they also are of the woman's seed. For more on the destruction of Satan, see Hebrews chapter 2, verses 14, 15, and Revelations 20, verse 10. See, in my Sunday school class, we've been studying end times prophecies. So what we see here, if we break this verse down, says, "I will put enmity between you and the woman." See, this putting that opposition, that hatred, that uneasiness. You know, people. Dr. Guzik says that people have to be hardened for them to openly serve Satan. Uh, we're born kind of afraid of. We have a fear and awe and a respect for God, but we have a fear kind of and a resentment towards Satan, and that's the natural state of the human heart put forth in God's in God's word here in this prophetic statement. When we get to see before temptation happened, it seemed like that the serpent and the woman Eve had a kind of a friendship, because it says there that, and if you go back to verse 1 there, it says that Now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said to the woman, has God indeed said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? See, so they were kind of friendly. They actually talked and had conversations. Well, this is a bad thing. We just can't be having that, and that's what God did. But when we get to the part where he shall bruise your head, when we say uh, between her seed, between your seed and her seed, the after her, right there, uh, her seed, the seed, the word seed there, that's a capital S right there. You see that? That designates deity. He shall bruise your head. In other words, he's going to put an end to you one day. And we see that prophesied all through the Old Testament, that Jesus will defeat the enemy and that he will use his believers, his seed will participate and be with him when he does that. And when it says right here, you shall bruise his heel. In other words, Satan will cause uh, Christ to suffer. Let me see if I can find that. No, I can't. There's one particular thing I want. It says the heel is the part within the serpent's reach. Jesus is taking on humanity. Jesus, in taking on humanity, brought himself near to Satan's domain so Satan could strike him. And Dr. Guzik there quotes Charles Spurgeon. That bruised heel is painful enough. Behold, our Lord in his human nature, sore bruised. He was betrayed, bound, accused, buffeted, scourged, spit upon. He was nailed to the cross, and he hung there in thirst and fever and darkness and desertion. But think about this, guys, and I'm going to wrap this up. This is the first gospel. The prophecy also gives the first hint of the virgin birth, declaring the Messiah, the deliverer, would be the seed of the woman, but not of the man. We see that as we look at the verse right there. Her seed, not Adam's seed. And he goes on to talk about this being the first gospel. And the point is, this first gospel, it's referred to as proto-evangelium, the first gospel. Leupold quotes Martin Luther. He says, this text embraces and comprehends everything within itself, everything noble and glorious that is to be found anywhere in the scriptures. Spurgeon calls this the first gospel sermon ever delivered on the face of the earth. God himself was the preacher, the whole human race, and the prince of darkness for the audience. Think about that. God is preaching in his creation. So think about this, guys, and we'll end it. Think about Adam and Eve being confronted by God in the garden because of their sin. And think back to verse 1 there where it says, the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. So this particular being is possessed by the devil, tempts Eve, causes Adam and Eve to sin in the garden, and then God confronts them. He declares these curses upon each one of them. And then while he's sitting there talking, verse 14 there, he says, because you have done this, you are cursed more than all cattle. You are, and more than every beast of the field. On your belly you shall go, and you shall eat dust all the days of your life. Think about them watching that. They were probably thinking, oh man, we're next. So God turned this animal into from the most cunning of all the beasts of the field to the slithery, slimy snake that we think of today. So they had to be awestruck and they had to be thinking, oh man, he's getting us next. We're in trouble. We're in big trouble. And remember, God told them on the day that you eat of it, you will surely die. And that's our verse of the week for tonight. Questions or comments? I went on too long. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, you're fine, Jamie. And they surely died. We're mortal.
Yeah. Thank y'all for letting me share, and thank you for tolerating me. But this kind of stuff right here just excites me to no end. Any questions or comments?
The verse of the week is what binds this all our conversations together in Christ, and I think everybody on the panel here agrees with me. No one ever minds you going on too long, and the lessons are fantastic.
Well, thank you, sir.
God knows I need them.
Yeah, me too. I've said it a number of times before that I'm one of those folks who needs a good swift kick in the tail end about once a week on Friday night to keep me plumbed up, because if I'm left alone to go astray, that's what's going to happen.
I think we all do,
Yeah.
Walter.
Walter, that is as a well said, sir. Well said. Yeah.
Think about this too, and then we'll go through the room. You know, if God had not allowed Satan to tempt Adam and Eve, and they had not committed that sin, they would have been perfect in the garden. But God wanted something better than perfect people and perfect Eden. He wanted redeemed man. He wanted man to love him for what he had done for them. And I think that's an awesome picture. Got some good comments about the verse of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. She did misquote God's word, IWS. But think about this. What did Adam say? Did you eat of that fruit? Adam said, that woman you gave to me, gave it to me, and I did eat.
Right. Trying to pass the buck. We've been doing it ever since too. Who did this?
It's always her fault.
Yeah.
Not really funny, but it is kind of.
Well, it speaks to human nature, does it not?
It does.
It does, yeah.
Yep.
I did it, but it wasn't my fault. It was that woman.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, Adam and Eve were the first humans on Earth, or at least the Bible represents them as that. They were almost like toddlers. You know, they were primitive. They were innocent until the serpent. So,
the last verse of chapter 2 in Genesis said, and the man and the woman were naked in the garden, and they were not ashamed.
Yeah.
And then as soon as God confronts them about their sin,
They became brightness.
yeah, they were ashamed.
They cover up.
We got to have some fig leaves. And the Lord told them that ain't going to work. And he gives us another picture of blood sacrifice there when he kills an animal and makes clothes for him. Anyway, let's start going through the room and get ready to get out of these people's way. I've talked way too long. We got to clear the deck for Chad and the guys. You want to go first, Walter?
Sure. we got kind of the normal week of videos coming up on my channel. We got Moldy Monday, and I've got a Moldy Monday video that I've been meaning to put together for a long time that won't be about shooting. That would be more about kind of the back end stuff that we do that we don't always put out on the channels. You know, step by step on the powder coating and the mold prep and storage and and some of the casting and stuff maybe. So I might put that one out this Monday. I've been kind of sitting on that one for quite a while. I probably got 50 video clips to stitch together, but I thought that might be something a little different, and that'll only be on the Rumble channel because it's got too much casting and loading and stuff in it. But in Wad Cutter Wednesday, we got that little Lyman 358 101 75 grain wad cutter pipsqueak. You guys will get a kick out of seeing me shoot that thing because you'll swear I'm not shooting it. It looks like I'm just pointing it because nothing happens other than a little pop. There's I had to go digging for load data for it, but the Lyman's 45th actually had load data for that. 2 grains of bullseye is all they recommend for that. Unless you're going to duplex them, which a lot of guys do. But so that's what I did. I put it in there, and man, you can break a matchstick and make more noise than that thing goes when it goes off. But anyway, it was fun. So that's Wednesday, and then tomorrow we got Viejo Saturday shots from last week's Moldy Monday. So that's what we got going on. Nothing else real thrilling. A couple outings planned with friends and such, but that's it around the Viejo bench. Glad to be here as always. Good to see everybody on side chat. We've got some new faces over there tonight and some folks that hadn't been around a while. We're good, really good and to see you all, and happy that you're here to join us. So that's
very good.
That's life here. Christian, what you got coming up, buddy?
Well, I've been kind of taking a little bit of a break from making videos. I got my last backlogged video coming out on Sunday, that 6.5 PRC Howa that I kind of put together at the beginning of the year, but I'm kind of rounding it out since I used it for deer hunting. But other than that, I've been focusing on a lot of other stuff here at home, and my other channel a little bit, trying to get that up and running where I can get some traffic over there. But I told the wife earlier, actually, I was like, well, I need to try to do some firearm stuff this weekend. So I'm going to try to see if I can come up with some ideas, some videos and whatnot. But yeah, other than that, not really a whole lot going. Oh, I did. So I don't know if any of y'all saw, I was actually nominated for the Gundies this year for Micro Influencer of the Year. I mean, there's, I don't know, probably 25, 30 other people nominated too, but it was kind of a shock to me because, I mean, nobody really knows me. For me to get nominated, I don't even know who did it, but, and I'm going to be at SHOT Show. So if y'all are interested in that sort of thing and feel like voting, I mean, you ain't got to vote for me, but get over there and, pick some. They got a bunch of categories and stuff, but that's my category. Somebody nominated me for. I think I know who it was. It was one of the former Brownells employees that put me in, because he kind of told me he did. But I don't know if one person put me in, made the difference or not. But whatever. Anyway, so but for videos, I got one coming out Sunday on that Howa 6.5 PRC, and after that, I don't know. I got to come up with some stuff. So.
Well, thanks for being here and congratulations.
Yep, I appreciate y'all having me as always.
We appreciate you being here. How about you, Six? What you got coming up?
Oh, we got one cowboy shooting next weekend, so I probably won't be here. It's out of town, so we do have Wide Cutter Wednesday coming up. Another episode. I've shot my best video was this weekend, or this Wednesday. That's been the best wide cutter I've shot so far. So, and I've shot some expensive ones since then. So we got that. I'm hoping to be able to shoot a couple more episodes, maybe Sunday, So if I do that, then I'll have it out to the end of the year. But that's about
Nice.
it for me.
Good deal, man.
Yeah, but that load that you shooting, Walter, sounds like a good cowboy load.
I don't think it would knock a plate over
You don't need to knock a plate
unless it
over.
was paper plates.
If it needs to knock a plate over, you usually bring extra ammo for that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just got to make that ding sound.
All you can do is go ding.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, Six. We miss you when we ain't got you, so we enjoy you being around. Rebel, what you got coming up, brother?
Besides a probable knee surgery in the future, what I've got is I had a manufacturer approach me that makes AR mags that are polymer infused with stainless steel, and he's looking to get a military contract, so he wanted a very attractive AR to take the SHOT Show. And everything's kind of mundane, and I said, why don't you go with what the military uses, which is FN, and they're in stock, and they're actually on sale right now, and I can paint it up for you. And he went, what do you mean you can paint it up for me? So I showed him some pics of some of my paint jobs, and he said, you're the man, do it. And I painted up his AR, and I'm going to have a paint job in the SHOT Show this year. So
That's cool.
Yeah, really nice, subtle, flat dark earth, OD green with black tiger stripes, and the it's an FN very quality AR, and it's going to pop, and hopefully it'll help promote his business. You know.
Well, let me know when it gets closer to SHOT Show, and I'll check that out and try to get some pictures and whatnot while I'm there.
Okay, I'll try to get a name of his company, and I got his personal name, but I don't have the name of his company. But he's supposed to be getting a booth there. But I'll try.
Okay,
Christian.
Yeah, let me know. I'd love to check it out. It's a big show and stuff. But if I know the company, I can figure it out. Figure out where they're located and.
My paint jobs are rather artistic, so none's the same. And CWC my work. You know, I nothing's the same. Everything's different. Every paint job's different. So that's a cool thing. Great verse of the week, Jamie. Just perfect for the season. Enough said. Kyle, what you got?
Thank you, sir.
I just want to say thanks to all the side chat and all the panel members. It was a great chat tonight. I'm trying to make this quick because we're out of time. So, Bama, go ahead.
I don't have a whole lot to say. I'm just thankful to be here. Enjoyed the scripture tonight. Fellowship with all you guys, and just had a good time. Looking forward to more of them. CW.
Just want to thank everybody, the panel and on the side chat. Pretty good off the cuff chat tonight, and I really enjoyed it. I got 2 videos coming up this week on contenders. Two TCU calibers, so watch out for those. And I might have another one thrown in there just for surprise, but we'll see how it goes. Got some holidays coming up. Make sure everybody knows what's going on, and don't forget those people who you don't see all the time, and check on those neighbors in these cold temperatures. And remember, today's a gift. That's why it's called the present. Jamie.
Thank all y'all for being here. We appreciate y'all. Remember the reason for the season. It's a birthday. we'll leave you with this. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. We hope the Lord blesses you all real good. We love you and ain't nothing you can do about it. And if he's willing, we'll see you next Friday night at 8 o'clock.